we were talking about my song earlier and some vices that I overcame in alcohol. A lot of that was born of being in environments where you're the entertainment, you're playing music, you're out at the clubs, you're there from 8 o'clock to set up till 3 a.m. sometimes, and it's just this world of revolving around substance and
like the party atmosphere.
Oh, party atmosphere, yeah, and stimulants. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
I don't know about you. I've partaken in a certain amount of these things, but I've also just been offered and turned down certain things. But in a world, in a level of fame and money and success that these people achieve, it's just no wonder. And when you're young and you hear about these things, like the 27 Club and all these people dying, it's not until you turn 27, which I did 3 years ago, that you go, oh, I still feel like a kid in a lot of ways. And
can you imagine? You're
just a kid going through this. Amy Winehouse, terrible. Set up by her surroundings and her partner and her father for failure, for death, essentially.
You've seen the documentary?
In my opinion. I've seen the documentary, and I've read a lot about it. I love Amy Winehouse. As a talent, as a person, I thought she was special. But she just wasn't set up for success. And I think that's a big part of this is there's a stigma around a lot of these drugs. And there's a stigma around a lot of these mental health issues. It's something I'm passionate about because I've known too many people in my life who, if addressed earlier, would not have a lot of these problems. It's just there's such a stigma, whereas when people reach out for help, in Amy Winehouse's case, it was oh, you're fine. That kind of mentality. Where even if it's not therapy, it's just somebody who says, I get it, let me help you. You
need a confidant I'm not in AA, but a sponsor or someone to talk to about these sort of things. And I've done therapy. I just did a long post on one of my socials about how I was very depressed, and I was definitely over drinking, and it was a problem. And I couldn't admit it to myself.
Right.
Because, there's just free booze everywhere.
Right.
I wasn't partaking in the hard drugs and fentanyl or any other stuff.
No.
But it becomes a problem when you get depressed in this industry because everything's available.
Yeah.
I played a show not too long ago, and I was just offered straight up. They didn't even know that I was in the band. They were just offering me coke and blow and heroin. Seriously, this was down south somewhere. I never told anybody, but it was crazy. That's just the atmosphere sometimes in these venues and this atmosphere. And it's hard because we're a little older than Mac Miller. I'm 2 years older.
Yeah.
You're 3, 4
yeah,
years older.
Yeah. And what do you do? It's not when it happens to celebrities, it's sad but true that you just kind of go, oh yeah, okay. It shouldn't be that way. It should be why. This happens every day to thousands of people every day around this country are affected by something like this. Obviously, when it happens to the bigger names, we kind of run to the internet to find out more and do our research. But this is happening to brothers and sons and daughters and
people in our community. It's really hard.
People in our community, and a lot of them you don't even know it. Mm-hmm. You don't even know it
because they're just masking pain that they feel, but they don't.
There just needs to be resources. There needs to be as many resources for people who need mental health treatment for a lot of reasons as there are for people going through alcohol addiction and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, if you're listening to this podcast and you really want to get help, there are a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
I'll maybe post on the YouTube link if you post the video.
Sure.
Reach out. There are cheap therapy options.
Yeah.
I went to this place. I will give them a shout out because they helped me so much. Counsel for Relationships. They're in Philly. They're amazing. Basically, the reason why it's cheap is the students getting their hours before they become official. But I loved it. The young woman that helped me through some things was amazing. And I didn't have to do any drugs or anything. Just talking it out really helps. And people like Mac Miller probably need something like that with the whole Ariana Grande thing and, everything else. Battles with depression and the music industry.